Alright, so back in our Sparking Zero video, bruh, and today we're gonna be going over the patch notes for the new, bruh. This is an entirely new game, bro. So I'm gonna be calling Dragon Ball Sparking Zero a brand new game, bro. So I'm not gonna be going over everything. I just want to go over the key points that I feel like are very important for like the health of the game and like directly impact like most people. So the first thing is like the short dashes. The speed has been reduced. Reduce the speed of backward short dashes. That's all that means. Like the speed's been reduced. Reduce the recovery time after initiating a dragon dash during a short dash. So really, they made it so when you're doing a smash attack, it'll take less time to charge up your smash attack. When you're like doing like the high speed dragon dash, and that's when you I think it's when you hold L2. Well, I personally hold L2 and I press X. That's the high speed dragon dash, if I'm not mistaken, bro. Increase the ki recovered upon hitting an opponent. I think that's a pretty good change, bro, because I do run out of ki a lot when I'm like playing Sparking Zero. Adjusted the system to make attacks less likely to deviate from their target when used against an opponent immediately after they use a step. So basically, they buff side steps entirely too fucking much. So really, they just like made the tracking how it's supposed to be in this game again. Because the tracking has been absolute dookie, bruh. The tracking has been absolute ass, and that's saying that they fixed that basically. Hopefully. Fixed an issue where guarding was possible between rush in and rush attacks in some cases, so you will no longer be able to block in between combo streams, bruh. That should have never been a thing anyway. That was never a thing in the old BT games. I have no idea why you were able to do that, so I'm glad that shit's now in here. Made it possible to activate rush chains even while rush attacks are being automatically evaded by characters like Goku, fucking Ultra Instinct Goku, and Whis. Okay, I think that'll be that's a dub. That's a dub. Adjusted the system to allow for smoother connections when using smash attacks during rush attacks. So that's when you're like doing a regular attacks and you try to do a smash attack midway through. Initially, that was very like clunky to do. So we're just gonna see how that works. Like that is a dub if it works how like I think it's gonna work. If it works how they're saying it's gonna work, then that's a dub. But if not, it's just another monstrosity of a control, bruh. And here is the nitty gritty, bro. In terms of rush ki blast, they now have reduced damage. We needed that. We greatly needed that. And strengthen the damage reduction correction when hitting multiple times in a row. So if you're spamming ki blast, you're basically gonna be doing little to no damage now. And we needed that, bro. We needed that. I'm tired of people just finding like ways to just spam you out with ki blast, bro. That's over. I'm glad. That's a dub, bro. That's a dub. Most of these that I've saw so far have been dubs. I haven't seen any trash updates with Sparking Zero, bro. They're legit trying with the game. So, bro, we need to keep playing, bro. We just gotta keep playing the game. Hopefully, get better. And yeah, bro, because this game is not that bad when played the right way. I sincerely think that, bro. But people just make the game just unplayable with some tactics. So I feel like they're trying to take them out of the game so the game will be healthier, bro. So I fuck with it, bro. I fuck with it. Reduce the damage of spreading type smash ki blast. That is the shotgun ki blast, y'all know him as. The damage has been reduced. That's much needed because Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta was just yeah, that was much needed. Okay, and they made it possible to deflect smash ki blast from Goku like Ultra Instinct, like those the soaring fist type ki blast, bro. You can now deflect them shit. So that is a dub. We needed that, bro. We needed that. Also, increase the ki needed for and recovery time after firing unblockable smash ki blast. We needed that also, bro. I hate when people spam me with like an unblockable ki blast and just Z burst behind me. I think that's gonna stop that too because like the recovery time is more, right? So naturally they wouldn't be able to just do that. I'm assuming, bruh. I'm hoping. If it works how I think it's gonna work, then it's a dub. Matter of fact, it's a dub nonetheless, bro. They need more ki and it takes more time after they fire it. So that's a dub. Okay, now onto everybody's favorite mechanic, perception. They have made it impossible to perform perception during guard stun. So if you are getting like clapped up, bro, you cannot do perception, bro, in the middle of combos anymore. That shit's done. Okay, and increase the time window for follow-up attacks after a successful perception. So even after you do like a perception, it's still like Basically, your recovery time after that is going to be like hindered, bro. So you can't just. They're making it so you can't spam perception and like yield incredibly good results, bro. And I fuck with it. Continuing on to the perception tab, they have increased the key needed for activation, so it's gonna drain your key even more. Like, some people don't even know that, bro. When you use perception, it takes a good amount of your key, but people just spam that shit so much they probably don't even know that. Also, they have increased the skill count requirement for using perception against smash attacks and rush chains from 1 to 2. I feel like that is much needed because I'm so tired of comboing somebody and like going for like a heavy attack and they could just perception me for free, and then afterwards I just do like I get them open again and then they just do the same thing because they have like accumulated like a skill count for me beating their ass, and then they just it's weird, bro. It's weird. I hate that shit. I'm so glad, bro. I'm so glad that this patch note is doing what it's doing, bro. I sincerely hope that it works for the game and it draws like more people back, bro, because I feel like Sparking Zero is about to be a greater game than it is right now. Sincerely. Okay, super perception. Buff the effects granted upon deflecting a key blast. So increased effect amount, extended effect duration. I think that means that like when you like reflect like a Kamehameha or some shit, like you're buffed even more. Initially you had increased key regen, and I think it's just making the duration longer, if that makes sense. And it also slightly restores key upon deflecting the blast. Anyway, so yeah, you're gonna get a lot of key for deflecting like a Kamehameha or like a Big Bang attack or any type of beam or something that you can deflect like a super attack. You're gonna get a lot of key for that shit. Reduce the damage dealt when hitting with blast or ultimate blast during a combo. So if you hit like if you're doing a combo and you want to like knock them back and do like a Kamehameha or like an ultimate, the damage is going to be greatly reduced. So I don't know how I feel about that. Like, let's see how much the damage cutoff is before I say how I feel about that, bro. Because I feel like I don't want to make super attacks at the end of combos useless, you know? Reduce the damage dealt when hitting with blast consecutively. And now, only characters with DP 7 or higher can activate auto reflect during sparking mode. I think that means like, does that mean that key blasts are now gonna affect me while I'm in sparking if I have like under a level 7 DP character? I don't know how I feel about that. Alright, and for you after image strike, after image, wild sense spammers, you have been nerfed. They have made it so that the effect is cancelled if perception is used when you activate said move. So if you activate like wild sense and I perception you, it's done. You no longer have wild sense. Your shit is done. You have wasted 2 skill count, and I feel like this is a W, bruh. I'm tired of it, bruh. I'm tired of it. People just spam things on this game, bruh. It's pathetic. Alright, Android mains, y'all have been nerfed once more. Automatic key recovery is now stopped during Z counter, so you will no longer be gaining key for like a Z counter war. So yeah, y'all are cooked on that. Y'all are cooked in that regard, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. Yeah. This definitely was needed, bro, because y'all are like winning every Vanish War and shit, bro. Like I don't fight a lot of androids, but when I do, it's not a problem. It's just more annoying than anything, if that makes sense. So it wasn't. Yeah, I'll give it a W, bro. I'll give it a W. Another much needed nerf. They have increased the cooldown time when attempting to fire another smash key blast after using the first one. So you are no longer able to spam like Ultra Instinct Goku's like soaring fist. That shit is done. He has been nerfed personally, and bruh, thank you, Bandai. I appreciate you, bruh. I wish I could just fucking like dap you up for that shit, bro. Nice. And pretty much that's the only updates that I really care about. I feel like it is directly adamant to the game, bro. If y'all want to read the rest of the patch notes, like literally all of them, I'll probably have the link in the description of the video. So yeah, bro, we're just gonna see, bro. The Diamond DLC characters are actually dropping, so we about to see if Sparking Zero is indeed a new / better game, bro. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1K. I greatly appreciate if you help me get there, and I'll see you in the next video.